Yo, what's good, y'all? This is OMA, one who may ascend. Right now, we are discussing the behind the lyrics of Thick Hoe Sex Worker. This is the Thanos Skywalker parody remix. May or may not be on the same beat. I don't know. By the time that you're hearing this, it currently definitely is. I actually, at the time of this recording, it is Wednesday, May 7th, and I just finished recording the Thanos Skywalker BTL. So I'm actually recording this like minutes later. This one won't be as drawn out, because we covered a lot of the basics in the original Thanos Skywalker behind the lyrics. So no need to explain why I guess it's a little bit different. Why the song came into existence, how the song came to existence is pretty much the same. We're definitely going to still do a bar by bar, line by line analysis. Song influences, inspirations are kind of similar, but like I said, this is a remix, so it's almost like a direct reflection of the original, or at least an inspired piece. The prospective recording of the song is the same. The creative is a little bit different, obviously due to the nature of the explicit content. Some of these things don't necessarily require an explanation, but I just want to give you a little insight on a few of these things here. So why did this song come into existence? Big question, right? Well, long story short, if y'all are already familiar with the story of Thanos Skywalker, the why, the reason that came into existence, the story behind it, and how long it's been, since I've been unable to express this creative expression. Like I said, in the original behind the lyrics, I wrote this song at the latest in late November of last year. At the earliest, probably it was like at least an idea, August of 2024. And it's still not recorded, and I still haven't shared it with anybody as of today, May 7th. And I'm planning to record it on June 1st. And even then, it probably still won't even be released. We're looking at August, and depending on the reception of the Thanos Skywalker song, we may or may not be releasing this one at least until October of 2025. So long story short, I'm sitting on all of this bottled up, constrained, restricted creativity for months with no outlet or ability to show or share with like anybody. Like I said, not even my team, only my dad and my brother saw the original Thanos Skywalker song when I showed them in December. Definitely not showing them this song, but at least not yet. I'm sure word will get around. But like I said, it's because of all that bottleneck, constrained creativity, and frustration. I said, hey, what if like I remix this? We had this one instance. We were, as a team, internally, we were A&Ring some of our songs, like, if, let's say these flop or whatever, even if they don't, we have a lot of other songs, like hundreds, so we're trying to determine what other songs to share, what's worthy of releasing to the public, that low-hanging fruit, that's going to capitalize and garner like a significant attention, audience, and everything like that. We have one of our team members who we won't name, Maria, but at one point it was concluded, I guess, for lack of a better word. One of our team members specifically, maybe I wouldn't doubt all of our team members, but only one person said something about it, which is totally fine. That some of the lyrics of our songs are very risque. Those were the words that were used, So I just thought that was interesting. I thought it was funny, because of like all of like, I mean, and yeah, some of my lyrics, like, they do deserve criticism. Some of them are worthy of criticism, and some things I do say purposely to invoke a reaction. And a lot of that is because it's just reflective of the nature of the world in which we currently inhabit, whether that's, things of violent nature, or questionable morality, all sorts of things, So I just thought that was interesting. Of all the things that was criticized, it was like that was the one thing that was mentioned, So I'm just like stewing and thinking about this after probably like the day after a meeting or something like that. And I'm like, what? Yeah, if I'm risque now, we'll just wait until, Thanos Skywalker drops, even though like Thanos Skywalker doesn't have really any explicitly overt, sexual themes. There's no like sexual nature involved in the original song. I just like came up with some ideas. Again, like I said in the original Thanos Skywalker behind the lyrics, currently I'm driving for Uber in Southern California right now. So I had these passengers. Since this, recording is much closer to the creation of this song, I could be much more specific with my timeline and dates, especially regarding the creation of Heaux Sex Worker, as opposed to Thanos Skywalker was written a little bit time ago. And again, emphasis on the written. I write my own shit, no AI influence other than the production of the beat. Once again, I can actually find the exact date of the inception of this song, because I remember when and where I was when I was writing it in my mind, mentally, because I was taking this private not a Uber trip, but it was a private client trip for one of the companies that I work for, and it was from the border, from CBX in Mexico up to LAX airport. This was April 10th. So at the time of this recording, it hasn't even been a full month, and I'm still kind of editing some of the lines. So I don't know the final version. If you get, in this behind the lyrics production will be reflective of the actual song, because it's still, I wouldn't say hot off the press. It's been almost a month now, but like I said, with the Thanos Skywalker, even weeks, months after I had actually written it, I was still editing it, and I still find myself editing Heaux Sex Worker on occasion here now and then. But that was the original date of inception, that day, April 10th of this year, 2025. So like I said, it was basically written the same way for the most part, like I mentioned in the Thanos Skywalker behind the lyrics. And make sure you check that out if you haven't already. I did a lot of it like mentally. Like, that's a long fucking trip. It was I've done longer, but it's a long trip from basically the border, San Diego, wherever, up to LAX airport. You add traffic on top of that. That's a good like 2 or 3 hours, So the whole family, they're all speaking Spanish. I'm just here brooding in my thoughts, and thinking about these ideas and the lines and everything like that. So when we get to the bar by bar, line by line analysis, I'll tell you which one of those came first. Priorities, which one was some of my favorite lines, they're all good lines, of course. Some of the double entendres, maybe some of the things that you missed. And like I said, I'm still putting a lot of this together, so you might have a different version by the time that this production comes out. But this should just give you a pretty good basis of foundation point to jump off on. So obviously we kept the same beat. Again, like I said, at least at the time of this recording, it's the same beat as the original song, Thanos Skywalker. And not unlike the original Thanos Skywalker song, it again started with the hook, the title, So the title of this song, I'm trying to remember what the original title was. I think Sex Worker came pretty immediately. And just, like the first line, I think that came pretty immediately. Well, like this whole first section, edgelord, because I was trying to think what I could do mentally to compare, like Lil Wayne has some of like the best, if not the best, remix rap songs of all time. Like I don't know how he does it, but he uses influences of the original songs, to incorporate into his remixes on his mixtapes. That's kind of like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, inspiration. Obviously, like a lot of the sexual innuendos and everything that he does in his music as well. I just knew, Thanos Skywalker was going to be like a big hit. So I was like, let's give it the Lil Wayne treatment. So he was probably one of, if not the biggest influence on this whole song. So that's kind of the angle that I was going for here.
Yo, what's good, y'all? I am OMA, one who may a sin, conscious trap metal recording artist. Here on our YouTube channel, you can expect exclusive content, whether it's vlogs, music, freestyles, behind the scenes. You never know what you're gonna expect, so make sure you hit your post notifications, like, comment, subscribe, share it with somebody else who might find it valuable as well. Stay tuned, the best is yet to come. We're going all the way up, eyes to the sky.